Hey guys, it's me again. Another early morning vlog. I'm going to do it real quick before I have to get into work. Had to get breakfast on the way, so it's a little tight on time today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the new set, and specifically a few things I learned about Goku's lineage after playing a deck. It's far from like an optimal deck, but I did pretty well with it. I went 2-1. And that one loss was pretty close. Brought it out to game 3, and I was a turn away from winning. So, no, it did pretty well by itself. It might just be the surprise factor because it's brand new. It could be a thing. Only time will really tell. The few things I did learn about it, though, we'll go over leader choices in just a minute. But a few things I learned is, well, I did like really quickly construct the deck. It's best to like sit down and really, make sure the ratios for your swap cards are done well. Mine weren't great. It was I'd get to like swap 3, swap 4 on the board. Or swap 4, swap 5, and then couldn't really get much farther. I didn't have a ton of 5s in there, and only 1 8. That's how I pulled. So make sure you've still got a good number of 5s in there, so that you have them so you have them immediately, so you can play them either right when you swap 4, have a swap 5 out there, or the turn after, depending on how your energy goes. Which kind of leads to my next point, is that energy is at a premium, and you gotta be careful with it. One of the leaders that people seem to like is Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which, he's just straight up good. With him being on the watch list, it might be a little iffy playing him, because, he might get eroded and, ruin the deck. But him being limited to 6 is kind of hard. 6 total. It kind of limits what you can do if the game goes along. What I played was the new starter coup. That's another really good choice. Well, Super Saiyan 3 is more of like a mid-range choice, kind of like a fish choice. If you don't know fish, it's kind of like an aggro control type deck, where you play out, quick. It's more of a mid-range, not really fish with Goku's lineage. Because Goku's lineage, you're not getting a ton of dudes out there because you're hitting your swap chains. You're swapping the cards. So the first swap cards you play, it's you're gonna change it into something bigger, but it's not gonna get you a larger board presence. You're just gonna have better cards that you can reuse. So you gotta remember that. Remember to start your swap chains as you can afford them. You're going to have either Grandpa Gohan or Super Rare Bardock going back to your hand constantly. Same with probably the 2-drop Kid Gohan. Make sure to get those out. Like if you have 1 energy left and you don't feel threatened or whatever, get out the Gohan. Get out the Gohan, start the chain so that you can get a swap 3, maybe even a swap 4 the next turn. So that you can keep building a board, so you can keep getting swaps out, because the deck is susceptible to removal. So you want to make sure that they have. Well, it is and it isn't, because while it is got a limited number of dudes, they all have barrier, or not. They don't all have barrier, but they have a lot of barrier. That's why I like the 2-drop Kid Gohan. It's got barrier. Anyway, back to leaders. I played the new starter coup, the Super Saiyan 4, Golden Great Ape into Super Saiyan 4. He did really well. Front side, just attacking a leader to draw a card is very useful. It kept my hand full and helped me out quite a bit. I constantly had like 6 or 7 or more cards in hand, and that's really good when most of them have free combos. Like everything up until you hit like 5 drops have free combos. And even some of the 5 drops have free combos. It's really, really useful. Like, you have a ton of cards in hand. Playing a Goku's lineage leader, or Goku's lineage leader, means you can play instant transmission by taking life. so you can effectively self-awaken if you need to. You can reduce the damage you take. It's effectively free. It's super useful, and his awakened side is really aggressive, being that if you have with instant transmission, you're able to kind of manage your life pretty well, and you can effectively maintain your leader as a 20,000 power with critical attacker. Because if you have the same or equal life, his permanent says if you have the same or equal life as your opponent, sorry, not the same or equal to or less than life than your opponent, he gains 5,000 power and critical. And I found that was really easy to do. And like early game, we're sitting close. Well, in the early game it didn't matter, but once I had awoken, I usually did it first. It is untapped to awaken effect is super useful for the deck. But once I awoke, I was able to just pretty much maintain critical on him. And then 10 times Kamehameha came out, and it's like, oh, I don't negate. Okay, take 35,000 double strike critical, and that's usually a lot more than someone's willing to combo out about mid game. So that can be pretty useful. The last leader would be Bardock, the Goku's lineage Bardock, which seems like more of a control leader because of his effect, of his removal effect, which is really useful. And I might test them out if the Super Saiyan 4 Goku doesn't work out after the one tournament I played it in. I plan on testing it. In my box, it was my giant leader, the Bardock that is. So I plan on at least trying it. But so far, the deck is really fun. Swap is an awesome mechanic, and I hope, and I'm praying that there's more coming, because this is the last of the block. I just hope this is not the last of Swap, or at least Goku's lineage with Swap. And then just Swap in general. It's a really fun effect, fun ability. You can play, good cards for cheap, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You just swap. I don't know. It's just a fun deck to play. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll go more in depth when we do like a deck tech or something. I just wanted to get a nice little vlog before work. Gotta get going though, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning when I talk more about just probably different colors in the set after this. Have a good day.